Simpsons Hit and Run is widely remembered for its fun levels loaded with explorable maps, missions, side missions, races, and collectible cards. With all these things to keep us occupied while playing, this game cemented itself into many of our childhoods. However, looking back at it now, we may wonder, were they exactly as fun as we remember them to be? Which level was the most enjoyable of all 7? Are they replayable? It's time I take a look and tackle these questions. What is up, guys? This is the Average Johnny, and today I will be counting down all 7 levels from The Simpsons Hit and Run from worst to best, or better yet, from fun to funner. And ranking at the worst one, or fun. Alright guys, let's make this a regular thing as much as possible. Controversy alert, we have level 7. Oh my, what is he thinking? What is he smoking? What has he been doing since the last top 10? Let me explain myself on this choice that I have just made. I understand that this is the final level and there are some very awesome features to observe. It is basically the first map from level 1 and 4, however now it is a zombified world with many Halloween-like features seen throughout the town with the UFO and the power plant, phantom vehicles, coffins, and all different kinds of horror-themed designs. The look of this level is actually pretty damn awesome, but for me, it really falls short on the gameplay. We have our typical collector card search, 3 races now hosted by zombies, a decent bonus mission, but I can't get over the fact that they chopped off a huge portion of the map that we see in levels 1 and 4, which gives us less area to explore in. Now let's talk about the missions. It starts off pretty well with the fast-paced time mission, but after that it just falls short with simple drives to the power plant and 4 repeated missions with different vehicles and timers. Yes, it is one of the most hardest missions in the game. We are talking about the last mission, of course. Also, the mini RC car we get to drive is pretty cool, and we get the amazing open wheel race car after completing the races. But that's pretty much it. The fact that this level falls short in variety makes it kind of boring after a short while, and I can't often find myself revisiting this level as much as others. That is why I'm considering it my least favorite level to play in the game. Sorry guys, I gave you guys the controversy alert. Number 6, level 2. Okay guys, from this point on, I'm trying to stay on the more positive side when it comes to what I'm discussing with these next levels. Level 2 obviously has more variety to it than level 7, with exploration, a variety in missions that include destroying cars, collecting monkeys, avoiding cops, collecting blood for grandpa. This level definitely has a fun factor to it. Collector cards are easy to find, races can be a bit challenging, which is a good thing of course. I can definitely say this is enjoyable for the most part. So why is it number 6? One small little nitpick, the secret monorail car disappointed me, but it was still funny to see it in action regardless. And overall, the story wasn't really engaging for me, even as a child. I just knew that Bart wanted to play a video game, and instead had to build a robot that we really never got to see much of in the end. In terms of its replayability, I think it has it, but the missions are just too easy after going back. But on a more positive note, the ending is quite the cliffhanger for what it was, and basically just had us waiting for what was going to come next. For that reason, it will stay in this position. Number 5, we have level 1. Forgive me Homer, I'm ranking both of your levels pretty low. Okay guys, let's be real, the only reason we go back to this level is for the glitches and Homer's hilarious quotes. It is the first level in the game, so of course there won't be much to look at. We are introduced to the game with missions that are easy to get through, even as a first timer, and it's basically just a level to get a taste of what is next to come, but of course we can't leave out things that make this level amazing as well. Despite the fact that we may think Mr. Burns' mansion is inaccessible, we are still able to get through the backyard, where we are free to run around and play with the giant chessboard. And of course we cannot leave out the infamous, but also famous, fast but so fragile rocket car. Probably the fastest vehicle in the entire game. The storyline is also fun to follow because we are trying to figure out where those surveillance cameras are coming from. And most importantly, where is the sexy footage? This mission is filled with some hilarious quotes to get us into the game, and for that reason I have to give her credit for keeping us engaged and wanting more. But as we all know, it is only the first level, so it's more of an introduction to the game, but overall I have to give it its props. Coming in at number 4, we have level 5. Now, who do we got here? It's our favorite Hindu store clerk Apu in level 5, which for some reason was included into this game. Perhaps for filler or who knows. So the whole premise of this level is for Apu to find out where the tainted buzz colas were coming from. Here we are reintroduced into the map that we get in level 2, and honestly, the tone of this level never really caught on to me. It's mostly just buildings and freeways, which makes this map a little bland in my opinion. The missions themselves were quite enjoyable, however. missions involving destroying the very durable armored car, one of everyone's favorite missions, Never Trust a Snake, and even collecting diapers? While this level had quite some upsides, such as the cool hidden monster truck and some hilarious dialogue, it did also have some moments where it just falls flat and felt like a drag at some point. Along with the general collector cards and races, Apu's level isn't going to be one of the most memorable other than the Never Trust a Snake mission that destroyed many people's mentally. Nonetheless, it does add well to the story and leads us further into where the culprit of the evil cola is coming from. Therefore, you are staying at number 4. Coming in at number 3, we have level 4. Now, despite the fact that I don't mention this level in many top videos, and I really do not mention it now that I look back, I have to go ahead and say that level 4 is quite an enjoyable level to play on for a number of reasons. The storyline itself is pretty intriguing. We have to find out what was going on with Bart, whose mind was completely wiped out and he couldn't even talk for anything, and we had to find out who was distributing the evil Buzz Cola that pretty much caused this whole thing to happen. The missions are kinda everywhere in this level. You get to smack and collect donuts for Chief Wiggum, accompany Cletus in his bizarre errands, finding pills for Grandpa, and destroying cola vans. We definitely have that variety factor with these missions. We also get some pretty good street races, and an ATV secret vehicle that may have been reckless and hard to control but still fun to use nonetheless. Now let's talk about the fact that this is the only time we get to explore a little bit more into Mr. Burns' mansion for who knows what reason. We get access to the front yard and some of the rooms within the mansion itself, hiding that damn collector card that you probably spent years finding. The bonus mission is probably one of the least exciting things about this level, but everything else about this level is pretty much enjoyable despite the fact that this is the moment where we realize that the 3 maps were going to be recycled. Number 2, we have level 3. I know I mentioned in previous videos that I hated Lisa in this game, but we have to give credit where credit is due. Level 3 gave us quite a challenge when it came to street races, missions, and the storyline itself was pretty interesting. This is a level where we must find out what happened to Bart, who was taken by a freaking UFO. So already as a kid, I'm like, oh my god, what happened to Bart? Because, you know, kids love alien stuff. In this level, we are misled by Milhouse, get a taste of Apu's awesome Longhorn car, 2 levels early, help Chief Wiggum, bust Snake, and of course, we get to wreck some cars. One of which Bart was supposedly inside of. Like, goddamn, Lisa destroyed it, knowing that her brother was in there supposedly. Lisa's a savage. The street races in this level could have been enraging, but hey, nothing makes a good video game like a good challenge, right? Also containing the secret night boat vehicle, along with our typical collector cards to find, and a hilarious bonus mission with Principal Skinner and his mother. This level is quite exciting all around, especially with another cliffhanger of Bart being found but unable to speak. It deserves to get some recognition for this. Lisa, I hate you for some rage-inducing missions, but I have to say your level was pretty awesome. Number 1. Okay, let's get right into it because I'm sure you guys can get what it is at this point. We have level 6. Bart's secondary missions will take the cake in this worst to best list for a number of reasons. First of all, let me bring up how awesome the level design is for Bart and Lisa, because I didn't bring it up in the previous entry right now. We get a sunset location with Bright Casino, the giant ship, we get a nice view of the sea, the brewery with a giant freaking blimp, observatories. What more can we ask for? This level has so much appeal going on for it. Going back to level 6 specifically now, we have missions involving collecting kids for the school bus, laser guns, Krusty the Clown, and bonus missions where you get to wreck cars and acquire Snake's bandit car. The street races in this level are quite challenging as well. Not to mention that the freaking collector cards in this level stress me out for weeks. If I'm correct, this is the only level where you have to use a generic car to accomplish something. I'm talking about that floating freaking collector card that was just up there laughing at me while I kept trying to find ways to get it. Whether it was jumping off the roof, finding some car, finding some cheap way, driving off the roof, some kind of cheap way to get the collector card, I couldn't do it. Another collector card in this level that was very easy to miss was somewhere by the little hills, and then it was like next to this rock or something like that. And it just took me so long to find them, man. It was so stressful. Of course, you guys may remember the pink Cadillac vehicle that I mentioned in my worst to best secret cars video. And oof, shall I even mention the dreaded mission that haunts many of us to this day? I won't even say its name. If you know which mission I'm talking about, you are a real one. But overall, I have to say that level 6 is the level that I come back to the most because it has such an awesome appeal to it. Even if the missions are not always the most exciting, but side missions, races, and even the freaking collector cards make this level memorable for me. And for that reason, I have to declare this my favorite level in all of Simpsons Hit and Run. So there you have it, you guys. It's been a while, but here is my next worst to best list, and it was definitely the levels that I had to talk about. I was very excited to do this, and I'm sorry for so many delays because I've had a lot of things in the way. I don't know if you guys can tell right now, but I have a bit of a sore throat, but I said fuck it, I have to do this for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. Another video will be coming out soon. Of course, I am still doing my Simpsons Hit and Run full walkthrough. I will be doing another one of those as soon as my voice finally clears up so I can give you guys some good commentary. But that will be it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hit a like, drop a comment, hit the subscribe button, and I will be seeing you guys in the next one. Have a great day, and thank you all.